I want to challenge some of your lawmakers. Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law you make, you're breaking the law, but you want to go up. You know how people want to go up? You want to increase the time. They say they are too short. You cannot be a cancer, then you want to run global. You cannot be a lawmaker that then you strike the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want this senator, and then you waste your time. Nobody here can be for the government economy. But when we can be for it's not happening, and it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people for the government even say, Sankey people, don't know that Moya Sankey, 1% I won't go in court. But they sit down over there, employ their family people because they need work. They are the person that need work, and the person Sankey people say they want it. We employ our family people, but some people are happy. Because it is the time to be happy. It is nobody's time when the country is not better. It is everybody's time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, Brother Saccoles, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for Saccoles. Brother Saccoles, they are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. They got people that got degrees, they know nothing. The only person with every people that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million and breakdown for marketeers, printing runners, and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long without carrying the benefit out. Because we are close.
Tell Joseph Boga to forget about Yaka Koluba.
What did Boga do? Yaka Koluba.
He tell Yaka Koluba. Tell Yaka Koluba kwasi. You are not letting my talk. You forsake yourself. Yaka Koluba kwasi. Yaka Koluba kwasi Korea. You want to know a lot of Yaka Koluba. So to them, and we do instead of Yaka Koluba for that. And I'm going to work for Yaka Koluba there. You know when I want to do all that. You want to all the work of God just to take about Yaka Koluba.
You love me, yeah, you go for Yaka.
Yes.
For who, Bene?
Because Yaka Koluba and the one that is talking to you was. So you are telling to this Yaka Koluba because a budget.
Oh, Yaka can be talking to the president. It's not a good thing.
Honestly, people are power, people for John. Yes. They're happy. Say my mother, your mama happy to you. When you are not going to betray Yaka Koluba or betray and great people and not to say, Yaka Koluba are not going to be crossing. You understand? You understand? You know, for them, Yaka Koluba. You can't let Yaka Koluba there. You cannot go the line.
You go for Yaka?
Yes, yes, yes. They don't tell us what Yaka Koluba for them. We don't want to go to Yaka Koluba for them. We can't worry. They see that they do for them for Yaka Koluba. They don't for them for Yaka Koluba. Anything people are power, people are John. Then you say, Yaka, the way you not tell the country, they come up. You say you're going to talk about Russia for the country. Now you're calling them more for no money. People are dying every day.
You said the president government is the most corrupt.
No, I said it, I'm coming down. So I will shut you. You shut me, then forget for Yaka Koluba. I'm going to Yaka Koluba, you're not talking to you. Then you forget for Yaka Koluba. Now I want to let my day, then you send it down Yaka Koluba. Then you forget for Yaka Koluba. Anything I do for me, my people, the other person. Then you leave Yaka Koluba. We don't know, they will know you. Our sister will go, take them to take Yaka Koluba from them. Now you know. Maybe I'm not doing Yaka Koluba in our house.
Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say for now before we leave you. Thank you so much.
Yes, we are best. You know, see, because some of us are going to say, I want corner, they do our own day. And they tell the other police, they tell the whole people, pull out advance. You can't continue for it. Tell him to forget about your talk on it.
Hello.
Every
Yeah, over there.
my son, you made mistake.
What? I heard you last night. Me and Kun indeed to move Kufa. Absolutely, after the whole election, I'm in my corner. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. But will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The broadcaster don't even answer my phone. They don't pick me up. They don't let me down. They don't even have time.
Oh,
I don't talk. Yeah, I don't talk because God knows why it's happening. And everything I will accept it because our son Kun is vice president to him for NIMBA. The NIMBA people will not understand if I start hating on Breaker. The Senate set a trap for Breaker. When we have wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attacked the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided from Brady to where and said the way forward is the Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Breaker come now, he is deceived by coming there, by the Dillon there, Nombi there, and you know where he's just thinking all kind of way Breaker, all kind of thing. He want to go after people. Then, you know, the CDC still control the lower house, the upper house. So they went some kind of way, some kind of thing they did, but they did a resolution that passed. Yeah, because of money crossing.
Yeah.
Then they sent it to the Senate. Then something happened. Wow. All that they almost ran to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh. Then when I heard what was happening, it was remain 2 persons to sign. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Breaker benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not wrong with them.
You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after telling about brother for 12 years now, he's not president now. We finish campaign for that kind of woman, then he wants to persecute us. He doesn't want to persecute us. So what is going on with Kun? Then Kun said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Your partners and go look for lawyer. So was from Kun offered my own son offered that I went and found a resolution. I've never seen him say, why y'all did this? You know what they told me?
No.
Resolution is not a law. So starting the resolution, I mean, we agree. Bring it now. When Breaker send a bill, they will not put all the law they put in now and back it.
I called you Rescue One. Do you think I really believe that at 80 years old you would be able to rescue this country? We embellished it. You know, when you are a sales representative, when you are a salesperson, you're selling a commodity or a product, your job is to embellish that product. They say, Fantin won't say or fish or bony ratting. Did you think I knew, or did you think I mistook you for a rescuer? An old man who belongs to the dustbin of our history with a cake view, a man who cannot even operate a laptop computer? No, we settled. We made a compromise on you. That's what we did. We settled. We compromised. And we believed you were a good man, and we were sympathetic towards you. We in all Liberian party. And as we sold you and touted you about and projected you as though you could rescue this country, and we called you Rescue One. How could you rescue the country when you could not even rescue your own finances? 12 years as vice president, we had to be begging for money all over the place, raising money to sustain you. What contracts did you establish as vice president? What? It shows today. Everyone can see your campaign. is a dysfunctional juggernaut led by people who have bought into this hype which we created, hype which we are sucking the life out of now. We will suck the life out of you. Knock the wind out of your sail. The wind we put in your sail, we'll take it back. How dare you call us insignificant when you were in political nobody after 2017, and we resurrected that dead political carcass of yours. You show us ingratitude and wickedness. Where are falling out with George? We did. Fundamental. The issues about which we disagree with us, are still issues that we're concerned about. But we're not here to give you power so that you turn it over to Jeremiah Kung and Prince Johnson. Jeremiah Kung is a Liberian citizen. If he wishes to run for president, it is his right to run for president. But to hide behind you, he and his warlord, his mass murdering, lunatical, deranged, unstable warlord godfather. We're not going to give the country to a warlord. Everybody used Prince Johnson in this country. Ellen used him to come to power. George Weah used him too. But neither Ellen nor Weah brought Prince Johnson this close as you, Joe Boakai, have brought him.
You know what Joe Boakai did? Subsequently, Joseph Boakai reached out to me about a week or so later. I have that proof here too. I will show you as well. He said, Henry, now he has seen coming to be his cow and has been milking. Let milk the man. He said, Henry, can you get Legai Uremi, my dependable nephew? Do you think you can get Alex to donate $300,000 to the JMB Foundation? He tried to make it look like it's money for the foundation because he doesn't want to say for Cummins to give me money. Do you think you can get Cummins to donate $300,000 to the JMB Foundation for some initiatives, making it sound all decent and professional? I said, well, Uncle, let me think about it and I'll refer to you. To be honest with you folks, I never asked Mr. Cummins. You had just eaten the man's 45,000 US for a trip you had no interest in. Now you're asking me to go back to Alex Cummins through his people and make a request for $300,000. Then he said, you know, you might be inclined to give us the money because he wants something from me. So this is the honest man. This is the honest Joe Boakai. The Joseph Boakai that is supposed to be a decent, honorable man is asking me to go to Alex Cummins under the pretext of being inclined to grant Cummins' request for him, Joe Boakai, to recuse himself from the political race and raise Cummins' hand. So he wanted me to go now to Cummins to go and get another $300,000 from Alex Cummins. I never did. I never delivered that message to Alex Cummins because I knew Joe Boakai was dishonest. How dare I go ask Cummins for $300,000 to give to Joe Boakai when Boakai had just made a fun of Cummins in Ghana at a meeting Cummins gave him money for? And this is and these are things we could not come to the public to disclose these things. We could not do these things because we were in too deep. We were in too deep. And so what did I do?
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie.
Oh yes, the ups, the downs,
The people fool us.
the pitfalls, the challenges,
Government betray us.
the propaganda, the public relations,
We tire with the promises that let us go.
the corruption engagements,
We tire with that speech they preach in the and
the false and realistic prosecutions taking place across the country,
so why does you
the political complications
a lie?
affecting our democratic system,
Tell you that why we vote tell you.
the public works,
You screw us, you use us a little.
the GSM companies or telecommunication industry,
Why? But I the question.
all of the sectors, whether in the private sector
The people screw us. The people,
or the public sector,
the government.
whichever industry you find yourself contributing your little quota
I said they lie.
to the growth and development of your country, wherever you are listening to us from tonight. In case you just entering in the country, let me say a very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show. This is Freedom Heart Talk. This is Freedom FM. And my name is Austin Kawa. A lot to talk about. As always, there will always be a lot of things to talk about. Lots of individuals associated with the issues to talk about. From the political party standpoint to the governance standpoint, the issues will continue. Whether it's in education, it's in health, it's in agriculture. Whatever the situation is, these issues will continue to be spoken about as long as God continues to give us life, strength, courage. And I like the part when Takunje said, "Not for, not easy." But good evening to all of you, man. Thanks for joining the show tonight. Yes, we hope we can get the update on this Maher public school thing that we spoke about on Monday. We were able to get the number from the town chief, sorry. But again, apparently the network issue or network challenge, and so we are not getting him. You answer the call. Hello, are you getting me? So we try to talk to him again. Try to call him while on the radio, and see whether we can have a conversation with him. That's on education. We told you yesterday that we were making frantic efforts to speak with the head of the Liberia Council of Churches, Dr. Samuel Reeves. Those efforts are still being made, and their communications team is working behind the scene to have us talk to him. So we hope Edwin Clark and the team can conclude with the president of the Liberia Council of Churches. But for tonight, it does not seem possible. Whenever we get approval, we will announce to you and you will have him here talking to us. So the president of the Republic of Liberia says, hey, all of you journalists, talk show hosts, reporters, all of you across your different platforms, media managers and owners. On tomorrow, we are having a dinner on invitation. Senator Augustine Che of Sano has written an interesting piece, an interesting article, which is going to form part of our discussion tonight. The article is talking about the interference, what is believed to be an interference from the executive branch of our government into the judiciary. Senator Che article is captioned in that form and manner that speaks to interference from the executive into the judiciary. And so we are going to read the opinion piece written by the senator. And obviously that's going to form part of our discussion since it has to do with the ongoing impasse at the House of Representatives. The promises that led us to allow damages. of the University of Liberia Faculty Association is again raising some red flags. They have issued a strong statement, and we have established contact with the Secretary General, Mr. Eric Patton, and Eric has agreed to speak with us tonight. And so we will place a call to Eric and ask Eric a few questions and hear what the concerns are, plus other issues confronting the University of Liberia Faculty Association. These are the issues we're going to talk about. As always, this is the size and shape of the show. This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia of Omen Sam Sion, and is in partnership with Radio Entertainment Liberia, our partner that is giving out the catch. Tonight we are paying out 20,000 Liberian dollars to each of our winners. All you have to do, make sure you have 200 Liberian dollars on your Lone Star Cell mobile money account, or its equivalent in US dollars, which is going to be something around $1.70. $1.50, sorry.
You see the reason why we asked what the government betrayed. They have enough.
So all you have to do as we're talking, you take your phone and dial *799*70#. That's the short code to play tonight and walk away with catch. *799*70#. You send. When you send, once you dial *799*70# and send, when you send, the two options will appear before you. Option number one will be asking you to play in US dollars, and option number two will be asking you to play in Liberian dollars. Whichever option you enter, you send, and you enter your mobile money password. Very shortly, we take a break from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. After that, we take a walk. We welcome all of you who join us tonight on the Political Fellowship, the only political fellowship on radio at about this time.
With the promises that let us.
And when we come back, we talk the issues, including the cash giveaway. So now I will spend about 5 minutes to talk about the cash giveaway, since the payout is $20,000 tonight. So you understand how to play and why you should play the cash giveaway.
That why we vote you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that the question that we ask.
Okay, let's take this break.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand for the real authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, let's stop it crime for all of us. Crime Stopper. The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper. Keeping us safe, let's stop it crime for all of us.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com.
In their continuous effort to mobilize and recalibrate for a great comeback, the National Due Payment Committee of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change (CDC) invites all partisans, supporters, and sympathizers to the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th at the CDC National Headquarters in Congo Town.
Johnny be the problem.
All people call you well.
It's time to show your loyalty and support for your dear CDC. By paying your dues, you will empower the CDC financially as she prepares to make a great comeback to national leadership in 2029. The launch will be led by First Partisan Dr. George Manawia, Party Chairman Janka Cole, Party Secretary General Jefferson Tambakoji, the Speaker of the 55th National Legislature, Councilor J. Fonati Kofa, Senior Senator of Magibi County and Chairman of the CDC National Legislative Caucus, Nathaniel Fallo McGill, the one and only Rescue Mother, Nora Finda Bundu, the Executive Committee members, and all party stars of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change (CDC). The CDC due payment launch will climax with live performances by famous entertainers like Hipko King Takun J, Christoph the Change, and Afro-pop singer Dench. Also see live comedians Paul Flomo, Arthur, and Ojuku. Also see student leader, the famous Angel Michael, and many, many more. It's the launch of the CDC National Due Payment on Saturday, April 12th, starting at 10 a.m. at the national headquarters of the mighty Congress for Democratic Change in Congo Town. Be there.
After just like yes, every sin I build the hospitals, every sin I build the schools, every sin I build the...
Okay, that's it for the weekend. The CDC is launching her due payment on Saturday. We all will be there to play our role and all of that we are supposed to play our role relevant to the process. On Saturday, we are encouraging all of you citizens and supporters and sympathizers and well-wishers of the CDC to go there and interact. Even members of other political parties can go there and sympathize and affiliate or interact with those citizens who will be there. Let's welcome all of you. Very shortly, we'll talk to Mr. David Kessery. He is the town chief for Mahe, and then we'll talk. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Dubon Hill says, good evening, Austin. Uncle Nooch is joining us tonight from Chicken Soup Factory Junction. He's following. Somebody else, Venetia's Junior Bar, is following tonight from Nuku Town. Asata Miller is also joining us tonight from Soul Clinic Community. Elijah Cody is joining us from Kakata City, Magibi County. Our own man, our own good friend. And our then follower, Emmanuel Bro, is joining us tonight from Minnesota in the U.S. Nima Mendes something is joining us tonight from Ganta City. Nima, you have to tell her, how is Ganta doing? The political process is heating up. Emmanuel Bro, yes, Muyan Sharif is joining us tonight from Banga City. William Massaquer from the U.S. Peter Dean Peters are one of our ident followers as well. Mario Montecillo is also joining us tonight from Fargo, North Dakota. Sylvester Johnson from Carway. Edmonds Joe from Robert Field Highway. Sebastian Williams from Barnesville. Sylvester something from the U.S. Sylvester, sorry, our new system is built. When the name is long, the entire name will not show, so we're trying to adjust that. We hope we can conclude when we can do that on the weekend, and then next week it gets better. But Sylvester Sion is actually the name. Sylvester Sion from the U.S. has also joined us. And thanks to all of you who've joined us tonight. And please, we're asking you to just kindly share our live as many times as possible. Sharing is caring. So once you share our live, you have more people following the show and all of that. The cash giveaway, like we said, is active. And so tonight we're paying out 20,000 Liberian dollars to each of our winners who will play the cash giveaway and win tonight. So all you have to do, make sure you have 200 Liberian dollars on your mobile money account, or it's equivalent in US dollars, which is something around $1.50. Once you have that, you are qualified to play the cash giveaway. How do you play? You take your phone, you dial star 799 star 70 hash. That's the short code. Star 799 star 70 hash. You send. When you send, two options will appear before you. Option number one will be asking you to play in US dollars, and option number two will be asking you whether you want to play in Liberian dollars. So any option you select, you send and you enter your mobile money password. That's all you have to do tonight. And then Austin Kawa will sit down here and do the draw and call you up and tell you, hey, you have won for yourself 20,000 Liberian dollars. Congratulations. Your money is on its way to you. We'll do the transfer instantly to your mobile money account. But you have to play to win. The short code is star 799 star 70 hash. Let's go and talk to the Chief David Cassidy. David Cassidy is the town chief for Mahé, town in Bomi County. So let me place this call and talk to him first of everything. Then let's exhaust the education aspect of the show. The show captures every sector. Hello, good evening to you, Chief. How are you?
I'm fine, thank God.
Okay, so I know you're fine, and I know the challenges are enormous. We're talking on the phone behind the scene. You were telling me that your people some of your people were involved in an accident, and you were on your way back.
Yes. I just walking, so going in the parking.
Okay, but what led to the accident?
The operator, one of my citizens, he at the hospital while other people are coming to speak to him. They have a motorbike accident.
Okay, we're sorry for the incident and wish all of them speedy recovery. Now, how long have you been town chief for Mahé town?
This is my 8 years.
Okay, so you've been there for close to a decade.
You've
been there for close to a decade. That's a good number of time.
Yeah.
Who is the direct representative for that place? Obadiah Vanning.
Yeah, Obadiah Vanning.
Now, in 1 minute or two, share your experience with us about this Mahé public school. People are listening to you, government officials are listening to you, philanthropists are listening to you, companies operating in your county are also listening to you. They want to know what exactly the problem is, or the problems are with the school. Yeah, so he's in North. He's trying to make his way back. So he has to dodge the noise or avoid the noise, find somewhere quiet to talk to us. And so let's see whether we can rejoin Chief David Cassidy. Thanks to our team from Excellent News, headed by Chokon Wepu, who is doing extremely well with that. And so they reported that story, and then we had to flag it from bombing.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so I think it's much better now.
Okay.
So what does the school condition look like? Aside from, let's talk about the environment where the school is located first.
The environment is good. We have it on space. The school can be extended. But the school now, they have been cut down to 10th grade. I think you listen to media. That's what I said. The lack of teachers. So they cut the school down to 10th grade.
No, from 6th grade, right? From 6th grade to 3rd grade.
From 6th grade, they cut it down to 3rd grade because of lack of teachers. Only one volunteer teacher helping all in the school, one female teacher.
How does she? How long firstly has this situation existed at the school? For how long has this situation existed?
For 6th grade?
How long has this situation been going on? The lack of teachers. How long has it been?
This is the 3 years now. 3 years.
So for 3 years, only one person has been teaching the school from 6th grade to, from 1st grade to 6th grade, or from ABC?
Yeah. From ABC to 3rd grade.
To 3rd grade.
One female teacher,
Now, between that period, I'm sure you may have made, or you should have made, some efforts or some contact with the Ministry of Education, whether it's the DO or the CEO, to explain the problem to them. Have you done that?
We did that several times. People, they came to the school, they did assessment, they promised to send all additional teachers. Then at time, when they send the people will say no, they don't want to go there because of the environment. Some of them say the environment is too cool, and we set it right on the road. So when they assign teacher there, some of them will refuse to go there. The Ministry of Education has started to send teachers there 2 different times. But no way, we can't get nobody to assist the female teacher out there.
Okay, so initially the impression we had was that the Ministry of Education probably were not sending instructors there, but instructors are being sent there, but they are rejecting the assignment.
Oh, okay.
Right? Is that what you say?
They send one male there, which was the principal that they assigned there, but he left the place. He changed his assignment.
Aside from the principal and the female teacher.
Yeah.
Did they send additional teachers there to help?
No.
Okay, so they sent the principal there. The principal said, no, there's assignment too hard for me. I won't be here. I'm going.
Yeah.
But what about the lawmakers? Have you gotten your lawmakers involved with the situation?
Brother, for our lawmakers in this county, we have meet them, we discuss with them. The time they were campaigning, they used to go over there every day. We will lay our plastic on there. Any one of them go there, we will lay our plastic on there for our school. But no effort, none of them have made that attempt. From the senator to the representative, none of them have seen on our school.
What significant role has the school played in our community, whether it's political or educational? What significant role has the school played in that community?
The school is not a political school. It's just a government school that was established there.
Do they use the facility for voting purposes during election?
No.
Okay, so it's not a voting precinct put in place?
No, yeah.
How many students are we talking about? How many students?
Right now, school have been called down to 3rd grade. We are having 150 children from kindergarten to 3rd grade. About one female teacher.
At the time, it was up to 6th grade. How many students we were talking about?
The enrollment was like 200, 225, because students used to move from the various villages and attend our school. But then they cut it down. Now most of the children attending with sound like clear. My own son in the April now he attending clear. And it's a problem for us every day to transport them to go and come. They're giving us tough time.
What does the distance look like? How far is the place from my head to Quistan or Clay just to acquire education?
It's a distance, brother. Every morning I pay $150 to get my son, $150 to bring him back.
And that's just for you because you get a food.
The distance from my head to Clay, the distance from my head to Summerbread is the same.
And
so we in the center of the road.
And there are some kids that I'm sure have to walk their way to school and from school.
Yes. Now take our in my town. When they bring unless their parents find motorbike to bring them some bread to school. From Clayton, we start serving the 6th grade. From Clayton, no junior high school around there. So when your child even finish the time was stopping to sixth grade, when your child finish with the sixth grade, you either find someone in Moravia, your child be with, or in Tubman Bread.
Or the child does not go to school.
Yeah, they sit. Everyone go on the phone to go with us.
What are the community people or the town people saying to you today? I mean, are you under pressure from them to ensure that something is done? Or they've just given up and say anything you want to do now, you're just doing.
Like the parent of the children.
Sure.
People complaining, but won't complain. Nobody to listen to our cry. People are complaining. So that what even it tools me to when people the general from the country went down there for me to express it to them. Because now when I be certified, we see our lay brother then sitting, they're not going to school. Our children, when they finish with third grade, you can get someone in some bread for them to live with, or in Moravia, they sit. That will be the end of their education. So parents are complaining for actually.
Okay, Chief Kesari, we appreciate you talking to us. We too here are playing our part through advocacy and calling on the lawmakers to probably to put some pressure on them to ensure that something is done. I was born in Tottenham Break and I grew up there, so I know how it feels to acquire education in that part of the country. I know what it is.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're always welcome, and we will keep in touch with you. This is my personal number. Okay, so that's it. You listen to the town chief of Maher. So that's it. We're talking about over 106 to 7 children were affected by the reduction in the classes at the school, because he's talking about something around 150 students currently at the time it was up to 6th grade. It was something around 200 plus, so that's a good number of young people who have been deprived adult or going to school or acquiring education under strenuous situations which they do not deserve in this 21st century. Again, I know some of the lawmakers for Bomi are listening to the show. They are regular listeners to of the show. Hope they can drop their egos, drop their arms, come together to save or rescue that school. Hope they can do that. So folks, that's it with the school. Again, the cash giveaway is on. That's the short code *799 *70#. You send 2 options appear before you. Option number 1 will be asking you to play in USD, and option number 2 will be asking you to play in Liberian dollars. When you see that the option you want to play in, you send and then you enter your mobile money password. So that's it. Let's move on to something else. On today, the executive mansion posted this, and there's a reason why I want to say this, because there's a reason why I want to flag this. And I will tell you why I'm flagging this. It's important. It's important. So it's important like this. Where is this screenshot here, man? Okay. I missed this. Let me take it from in here on this side. On this side. This side. Okay. You tell me when you set all your thing here, when the messages start coming, then it becomes an issue for you. So this is what the e-marshal posted. Say, attention, President Joseph Yuma Boaka Sr. will host media managers, executives, talk show hosts, journalists, and media partners at a presidential dinner on Thursday, April 10, 2025, which is tomorrow. Following the dinner, the president's communications team will coordinate and schedule appearances across various media platforms in an organized and structured manner. Thanks for your understanding. On today, I read a piece, or read a post also from a media colleague who just left mainstream and moved into public relations or propaganda, whatsoever it is. It is a good thing for the president and all other leaders to interact, to have regular media interaction, because the media is regarded as the fourth branch of government in our in democracy. So it is considered the fourth branch, the fourth estate. So the media is a partner to government, or the media is supposed to be a partner to government, depending on the program or depending on the agenda of the government. Some government can say, I mean, we get that for media business, so you do anything you want to do. Some will say, okay, yes, we have to work with the media because the media is our friend. We need the media. The media serves as a conduit to communicate our programs, our agenda to the people. So we need the media to, to work with. We have been saying that a lot has not been done by the government to see, that will speak to the government's willingness to embrace the media and invite the media over, as a, or see the media as a partner towards growth, as a partner in development. So it's a good thing. Those media managers and executives and partners and talk show hosts who will be invited to grace the dinner of the president. I actually thought it was an interaction, or it was a gathering that was going to afford media people the opportunity to interact with the president, to have a conversation with him, to share to share their experience, to share their views, to share their sessions, to ask some questions. Like that kind of interaction of the president, asking some questions about some of the governance related issues, in the country. But from the look of things, I have attended media dinners and other stuff with presidents, from President Sirleaf time, and I know what these gatherings look like. So it doesn't look like a regular one that we see, that will allow the media people, the talk show hosts, the media managers to sit and interact with the president. And that's why I have to place a call to the presidential press secretary to ask, to talk to her. Probably should be willing to share with us what the event tomorrow is going to look like in terms of the itinerary for the the event. So those of you who've been invited and who will be going there, so you have an idea of the environment and the program you're going to. So we won't start hearing noise again from between journalists and EPS people. Oh, journalists try to breach protocol, and the EPS person try to stop the journalists from breaching protocol. Maybe you're not supposed to interact with the president, and somebody, one or two persons, might want to raise their hand during the dinner, whether it's a roundtable dinner or whatsoever. Want to raise their hand to ask questions, and then put your hand down there, it becomes rowdy or uncomfortable, or the environment gets unfriendly. And then the president starts to feel disappointed with his media team for not properly coordinating all of that. So I think it has to be properly coordinated. It has to be well communicated to those who are being invited, so they go there with an idea of the kind of gathering they are going to. Because the conversation we've been having in our different chat room is that, hey, okay, it's an those of us who've been criticizing the government or the president, and his officials, when you have the opportunity to interact with the president, you have to communicate those disagreements or those observations that he's been having with his government. Whether it's policy related, whether it's something that has to do with a particular sector, maybe it could be more Ali sector, or it could be Amos Tourist sector, or it could be the police, or it could be Noka, or it could be NAFA. There are different issues the media have been flagging, from suspension of some officials and calling them back. and suspension of some officials and not recalling them. And I mean, from LCC to prosecution and indictment or investigation to invest to ongoing fracas at the House of Representatives and all of that. So there are different political and governance related issues that media people have been flagging, have been talking about, that they will need an opportunity to interact with the president and speak to him or ask him some questions or even express their opinions to him about some of these critical issues, governance related issues. And so it is important that my sister Kula can clearly communicate, that I'm trying to get her to confirm whether we can talk just briefly tonight, but she doesn't. It doesn't appear like she's online. I don't know Kula to be somebody who can agree, who can go offline. I don't know how to be somebody who can go offline. So I don't know. Yeah, we are trying to respond to something. But that's it. So a lot to talk about, because I remember that I think it was in 2009 or 2006, between 2007, 2007 to 2009. I think it was between them. Yeah, hold on. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think it was between 2008 to 2009. The executive mansion used to have some radical, radical, critical verses with their pens and cameras, covering the executive mansion. So it used to be difficult for the president. It was presidential regime that started seeing people establishing contact in the newsrooms, at least to start to the executive mansion became influential. They started playing an influential role in the newsrooms, determining what type of reporter is sent to cover the executive mansion. Because you have people that are better than Alexander Better, Burma, JP Burma, the rest. I mean, there were men there, Nathaniel Debo. Those were. So when you go to executive mansion, no presidential press secretary, the president can't tell you, man, you ask a question here. Do they want? When the man go ask the question, the man go put small T to the question or B to the question, and the B will make the news, because everybody wants to break news. Everybody wants to have the president coming outside to talk. And when the president speaks, the news. And then you have the president speaking or responding to a critical issue. Imagine having Mr. Barker responding to the fracas of Capitol building, of Capitol Hill. That's going to be news, right? Imagine having Mr. Barker responding to the maybe what's happening at the with Mitar Steel, the whole conversation about Mitar's expansion. I mean, Mitar's intention to extend their contract, they stay in Liberia. Imagine having the president responding to that. That's the economics aspect of the whole of the gallery tomorrow. So there are different concerns on the minds of all of the people who are going to go down there tomorrow. There are some people who have issues with the manner in which some police. Imagine having the president responding to the fight that occurred between the police and the army and the military. Imagine having the president responding to those things. Who knows whether the president may not have even received information that these things happen. Who knows whether he received information and he has an opinion, but he has not been given a chance to express those opinions on those issues officially or on the record. And tomorrow's gathering could present him that opportunity to speak to these things. And, so they are different. So I mean, like I said, clearly communicating to the media folks, the itinerary for tomorrow. I hope they have, so they know the intention they're going there with. But again, the release or they stated or they post on Facebook say tomorrow's dinner, and then the dinner, after the dinner, they said the president, the communications team will structure an interview, a parade, or an array of interview or radio interviews on the different platforms. So probably tomorrow you're going, your acquaintance, your E, your one, your down, your acquaintance, and then you'll come back, the meet up people there. I mean, we give it a schedule. Tuesday, Joe Baga will come here. Wednesday you go so, Thursday you go so, or this and that. So probably that's it. Whatever way it is, we wait to see what happens tomorrow. But again, I think on the overall, I think it's a good idea to have the president interact with all media institutions, whether the critical ones, the pro institutions. It's important because even the pro institutions, even the pro media institutions would normally have issues with some government officials. The pro media institutions would normally have issues with some of the activities, some of the policy issues, some of the laws, some of the bills, some of the policy prescriptions of the government. And they want to seek clarity, or they want to know whether the president is in the know that a particular thing is taking place here or took place here, and nothing is being done or has been done to address the issue. And, so there are different reasons which all of you guys wear tomorrow. But the other one, I won't put the other one there. But again, they won't President Small was talking about. I won't put that one there. Y'all go on, President. Y'all go read that. But again, that's it. I'm not getting cooler. I'm not getting cooler to respond to my message. I hate to call people unaware to them. So let's hope we get to respond to my message before we leave the radio, and then we can talk to her just briefly. So on this issue about the capital building thing, I'm trying to see what we can get Eric now. I want to talk to Senator Cheating. I want to be our last discussion because I have some strong things to say tonight. Some very strong things to say tonight. So I want us to deal with this your thing. Let me see what I can get Eric first. And then once we can get Eric Patton to talk to us, we will move on and come back down and talk the politics. The politics will be the last. Let me see what I get. Eric, we agree for 9 o'clock. So let me see what I can get Eric to talk to us. Since we agree for 9 o'clock. As we're talking and doing all of these things, those of you who want to play or who are interested in playing the cash giveaway, you can be playing as we are doing all of the talking. Again, the short code is *79 and *70#. When you enter that code, 2 options will appear before you. Those 2 options, option number 1 will be asking you to play in US dollars. And option number 2 will be asking you to play in Liberian dollars. So whichever option you enter, you send, and then you enter your mobile money password. So those are the ways to play. Those are the codes that Barcelona is playing tonight. Barcelona, they give me you. Barafini beating Dortmund 4-0. And then Paris Saint-Germain won Aston Villa 3-1. Okay, congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain. Congratulations to Barcelona. Nice game to all of you. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. Baga won her game. 4 and Paris Saint-Germain won her game. 3-1. Okay, we're not getting Eric, so I think we can waste our radio time. We'll have to go into our discussion. We'll get Eric. We agreed for 9 o'clock. Let me try him again and see what he picks. Probably he's trying to make some adjustments. I don't know. So let's see what Eric picks. Eric Patton is the Secretary General for OFA. Okay, so that's it. So this is what they have written. In case you did not see the release, A press statement for immediate release. The University of Liberia Faculty Association Incorporated is constrained to remind the government of Liberia and the University of Liberia about their obligations to the welfare of faculty and staff of the University of Liberia. OFA urges the government to settle all areas of adjunct and overload of faculty for the last 1 year and live up to the terms and conditions of the contracts signed for adjunct and overload faculty. It can be recalled that in 2024, the offer staged a prolonged disengagement that lasted for more than 6 months, with adjunct and overload payments being top of the priorities. In the meeting with the President, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Yeman Barker Sr. and Development Planning Minister, in November 2024, the offer leadership was informed that the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, MFDP, has been instructed to settle the outstanding arrears of adjunct and overload faculty. Similarly, in January 2025, during the inauguration of the US President, His Excellency President Barker remarked that he had issued instructions to the MFDP to settle the arrears of our colleagues. Despite these pronouncements, arrears of our colleagues have not been paid, even though they are still offering their services to the university. The failure on the MFDP and the UL administration to settle their obligations with our colleagues have reduced their morale. I think it should be morale. Have reduced their morale and undermined their ability to care for their family, thus leaving them traumatized. Obviously, they wouldn't go to the classrooms to teach if they are traumatized. They can go to teach. The Alpha leadership decries this inhumane treatment of professional Liberians by the MFDP and requests immediate payment of all arrears for the past year and the current semester in a period of not more than 1 week beginning today. The leadership hopes the MFDP and the UL administration will proactively complete the settlement of these liabilities to save us all of the impending embarrassment. Meaning, they're already planning an embarrassment if the 1 week deadline is not met. Then this is signed by Eric Theophilus C. Patton Senior. He's the Secretary General for OFA. So that's why we wanted to call him to talk briefly about this. But I'm receiving signal that he's appearing on another show. Yes, he told me, but he said the show was going to last from 8 to 9 o'clock, and then he would join me by 9 o'clock. So, okay, let's move on to something. Let's move on to our conversation. Today, I received a call from a media colleague in Nimba. And I also spoke to 1 or 2 police officers who are on assignment in Nima. And they said, Austin, those of you guys who are in Morovia behind the microphones, you guys have to help us to elevate a particular debate or a particular conversation. And I said, what is that? He said, do you know that supporters of Samuel Koga, under his instruction, are in Nima issuing threats and physically assaulting people and supporters of Edith Gonglo where? Then, you know, normally I added him as how will I know? He said, no, I'm telling you. He said, some of us, we are from the county, so we cannot go in depth or detail with this conversation on the radio because we are at risk. But what is happening in Nima is scary. Because Samuel Koga is not campaigning. Instead, he is issuing threats and physically assaulting people in some instances. And in some instances, he's attempting to physically assault people who are supporters. And his supporters are also engaged, heavily engaged. So since NEC headquarters is in Morovia, maybe they can listen to the radio stations here, or they don't have that people on the ground, or that people are on the ground, but there are people are not monitoring the radio stations here to report back to headquarters about what is happening here. Some of you who will know, we are calling on you to kindly spend at least 5 minutes to talk about this. And the journalist made specific reference to an incident that transpired today in, I think, Gombla or Gomble or Goma Place, something like that. He says supporters of EA, which I'm told she was also on the scene or in that terrain, were insulted. They were assaulted physically. Some were subjected to physical intimidation and humiliation and harassment, to the extent that there were sounds of single barrel shots. I don't want to say the people were shooting bullets. No. To the extent that there were sounds of single barrel shots. Imagine all the years Prince Johnson campaigned in Nima, may his soul rest in peace. People contested against him. We did not one day hear about violence being associated with Senator Johnson's campaign activities in Nima. We did not hear that about him. The men who fought war and killed people, we didn't hear one day say, oh, Senator Johnson's campaign was marred by violence. No. We didn't one day hear, oh, Senator Johnson's campaign was marred by physical assault, or former generals who were loyal to Senator Johnson came outside and they started beating people and they started discharging or firing single barrel guns. We didn't hear all these things. How come the men who are even causing Prince Johnson a riot when he left Prince Johnson party, caused trouble there, left the party, went and formed his own party called PUP, and joined the PUP team, started running all around, was always disagreeing with Prince Johnson in Capitol Building and on public radios? How come today he's the man now? Testing on MDR ticket, and then information which I would term reliable will be filtering in Morovia that Samuel Koga is heavily engaged into violence, threats, physical assault, to the extent that you will discharge live bullets. When did we start shooting guns in Liberia for campaign business, for power? Somebody correct me, I've never heard that. That somebody discharged live bullet. And I hear say, oh, people were fighting, two groups clash. Oh, one group to stay for the other group that had colors. And I hear that one. But since 2005, I hear somebody go campaign for elected position and they go discharge live bullets. Y'all help me if you heard it somewhere. But that's my first time hearing that people go camping. They're not even presidential election. The last time in this country election was heated was November 7. November 7, 2010, right? That presidential second round. When the police discharged live bullets at the headquarters of the CDC. That was at the presidential level. To see representative going contest for senatorial election in a by-election and you start shooting gun, Edith contested again. I think 2 or 3 persons in our country before for that job. She lost the election, including the late Senator Prince Johnson. May so rest in peace. We didn't hear a nose. We didn't hear bullet flying from the place to another place. How come Samuel Koga now will be the one contesting to be senator, succeeding Prince Johnson, and is encouraging his supporters to discharge live bullets? But this is exactly what I want to say, because I spoke with some friends from the UP today, and I started in a gathering with some of them. The fact that they are divided over the violence speaks volume. But the fact that there are executive members of the party that say, my man, are campaign man, my man, are politics. What you want? You want people to go see? You want the men to go serve ice cream? No. You can disagree on the issue. People can exchange harsh adjectives during campaign period. But to go to the extent of discharging lab, taking single barrel gun to shoot, and you call that serving ice cream? And I thought that the United Party, the MDR, would have issued a statement by now. I also think that the National Elections Commission must take this matter serious. The NEC must take this matter very seriously. NEC has not issued a statement. The UP has not issued a statement. The MDR has not issued a statement. I saw something ascribed to the CDC, but I'm not seeing the official statement. But I think somebody was quoting the chairman of the CDC. Maybe I should call him and talk to him to confirm whether there's a statement issue from the CDC, which I'm about to do. But these are scary times or scary moments for our democracy, folks. Democracy does not thrive on violence. Democracy does not grow on violence. Democracy does not get strengthened on violence. Democracy. Respect for the rule of law. Respect for the rule of law. The rule of law is the primary and most essential pillar for the survival and growth of any democracy. In the absence of the rule of law, respect for the rule of law, you don't have democracy. That's the first value. That's the first principle. Say, hey, because man, you are two different human beings or multiple, more than two sides. Go and compete. Whether it's in idea or for whatsoever. To be allowed to freely move and exercise your right to move, to speech, to this, to affiliation, to association, it has to be guarded. And the only thing that provides that guidance, that set the foundation, and that set the foundation and the space for that guidance is the rule of law. But in the absence of a rule of law, you are misguided. You will not be guided by anything. Whether it's rule, whether it's some principle, whether it's value, whether it's standard, whether it's ethics, those are all components of the rule of law. Mama, you gotta be ethical how you talk, man. Mama, you gotta tune down, man. Those are basic etiquette that other people can talk about. But again, in the absence of those components, which are all components of the rule of law, you don't have a democracy. You don't have. And this is why some of us get sentimental when we see lawmakers who are supposed to be upholding the principle of democracy, upholding the standard, the ethics, the value of our rule of our democracy, which is the rule of law. We get disappointed, we get sentimental, we get aggressive at times, and we want to go loose. Then we realize that hey, we are on radio. Families are listening to us at night along with their kids. And so we have to fine tune or carefully select our adjectives we use to describe some of these useless actions from these lawmakers or these public officials. That everywhere Samuel Kakuga will go, he will carry a rebel behavior. You can't do that. We have to keep our democracy clean and strong. We have to add value. The value for our democracy has to grow. And the only way the value for our democracy will grow is when we place strong emphasis on respect for the rule of law. The only way, and I'll repeat myself, the only way we can grow our democracy, the only way we can strengthen our democracy is when we place high standard, high value on respecting the rule of law. Values that will compel all sides of the political divide to respect the laws. It has a right to move. You are engaged into political campaign. Political campaign say it's time for you to go all out and market your potentials and sell your strength and talk about how you intend to address your weakness if identified by the constituents. Go and convince the voters in Samuel Koga's stronghold. Let Samuel Koga be allowed to go and convince the voters in your stronghold. You guys have to cross-pollinate. That's the beauty of democracy, to allow the people to hear all sides of the conversation and make a choice, an independent decision on who they think is best suited to represent them in the Senate. Didn't say you're going to shoot gun. No. He said, you go shoot gun. Next, you go campaign. You go communicate your strength. You go communicate your manifesto or your agenda or your ambition for the country. Communicating your political manifesto for your country cannot be done on a violent mood. It can be fighting. If you're shooting guns, if you guys are shooting guns all over the place, all around the place, who are you guys going to campaign to? You are going to run everybody into their homes, and nobody wants to come outside to campaign or to listen to anybody, because when Koga people come outside, they think they are rakes, and because either people might want to retaliate. And either people can no longer come outside the campaign because they think they are rakes. And so nobody is coming outside the campaign. It means nobody is hearing any message from anybody. So the two sides will not be communicating anything to anybody because they are not being allowed to cross-pollinate, to interact and listen to the candidates. We can't govern our country like this. Political parties should start condemning these actions. We can't govern like this. We can't run a country on lawlessness. We can't do this. And everybody just sitting, nobody talking anything. Everything should be left with the media to talk, to condemn, to criticize, to expose, to release, to report, to analyze, to run commentary. What are the other people doing? Who told you you can be in government or be ruling party and you disagree or you condemn? You can be a ruling party and condemn. You know why? Because as the ruling party, if you sit and allow these things to happen under your government or in your government, you know what you're doing to yourself? You are making the place politically ungovernable. I always say this to you people. Any good leader who wants to succeed will strive for political stability. Any leader who wants to succeed will always ensure that the environment in which he or she governs is politically stable. That opposition political parties are engaging you in your government, but they're not fighting war. They are not disrupting the peace process. They are not staging protests all around the place that will undermine the economy or stagnate the economy. That would deny shops, supermarkets, restaurants, these and all of the concession companies from operating. The petty traders will not be in their homes running helter-skelter because there is some protest here. When these things are happening, the country is not politically stable. You don't have a government. You're not governed in peace. So any decent leader, any good leader, any responsible leader who wants to ensure that the environment in which he or she governs is politically stable. And these are some of the concerns I was just talking about. That I'm sure the colleagues who've been invited to go to attend their meeting who want to ask the president about some of these things. Dismissing over 1,000 people from job only because he said they are seditious. These are things that people want to ask. Is the president, are you aware? You give the power 700 persons just from the EPS and all paramilitary places. 400 persons are about to be dismissed from the port. They call it a retirement and all of that. Terminating the contract. These are things. So when you're doing these things and you're doing it because they are believed to be members of other political parties, you're sending those people by and say, hey, y'all go regroup and y'all can fight. And when the political fight starts, you can govern in. You want to be able to govern in that kind of environment. Because you know what? You may think just getting your car in the morning and going to executive mansion, you are getting your car from your different homes and going to your workplaces or your different jobs, presidential appointed jobs. You may think everything is okay. But you know who will be watching you? You'll be scaring investors from coming to invest here because the investor will come here and run their analysis and do the assessment and do the evaluation, they'll do political assessment, economic assessment, security assessment. They will have people running all of these different assessments here to know how safe the environment is for them to come here and invest their 100, 200, 300 million US dollars in your country. When those analytical reports or those assessment reports go back to those potential investors, man, I play rule of law because they can bring the law. Nothing can happen. Nana said that their parliament is in crisis. 2% claiming to be the speaker. So you get an investment down there. Who will you submit your investment to? Ones are illegal, the others are legal, but didn't get quorum to pass your bill, to pass your concession agreement. They also have normal, but they're not legal, they're not legitimate, so they can pass any agreement. Who will come here with that kind of assessment report to come invest here? That one or the rule of law that meant the way you respect the rule of law. My man, after you go in, just know say the president, the legal advisor can interfere with the judiciary when you take a full in call the citizen or the citizen and say, my man, don't draw any indictment against Prophet Key. Even though he's accused by a private citizen of insulting her, but legal advisor to the president take full in call say, drop that indictment, don't draw any indictment. Direct interference. So when these things are being reported, nobody will come in to invest. So it's not all about you just waking up in the morning with your political job and go to your office and sit and say, yeah, I'm MD, I'm minister, I'm deputy minister. It's about the global network that you will be able to build and solidify, that will be able to attract potential investment to this country, that will grow and expand the private sector, reduce the burden on the government, especially the employment burden on the government, and then and grow the economy. Because when more people are working, when more jobs are created, more people will work. When more people get work to do, more people take pay. When more people take pay, more people pay taxes. When more people pay taxes, the money is in circulation. They call it the circular flow of the economy. So you have to understand these fundamental basics of the economy. Then you will start tuning down the politics and start focusing on economic growth. But you can attain economic growth in the midst of political instability. So that is Samuel Kogan doing in Nima is a problem. It's a problem. And NEC has to say something about it. NEC has to investigate that thing. The government of Liberia has to condemn it, or all political parties will have to get involved. Discharging live bullet ain't no joke. It's good that I'm told. I'm just being informed. I've just been informed that the police inspector general is in Nima, or should be in Nima by now. Hope they will come up with an impartial. They can run an impartial investigation and come up with a conclusive or inclusive report about the alleged shooting incident in Nima. This is scary, and we have to talk about these things. We have to address it. I'm not too sure we get to you. I think we'll get to you tomorrow. Eric Patton tomorrow. So let me go run to this senator thing. So this is what the senator wrote, folks. Interesting piece. I love to read his writing, especially his writings about the rule of law, the constitutionality of the different issues. So I follow him because he writes a lot of legal papers, legal opinions on his Facebook page. So I follow him a lot because of that. One strength that a journalist a journalist is supposed to have is your ability to read and comprehend. Because when you read, the more you read, you're doing your research, you learn. So you will be thinking about coming on the radio and looking for what to talk. Okay. So I think we just joined Erickson. Eric is back. Mr. Partner, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Well, we are trying to be good. God is manning us. God has been good to us.
A pleasure being on your show.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Now, I just read your statement, the statement you issued, you as in the Party Association. And first, let's talk about you stated two categories in the release. You said overload and adjunct. Who are those four in the category of the overload and the adjunct?
Okay, so overload are employed faculty with the university.
Okay.
Who carry additional load beyond their official load. So at the University of Liberia, we are required to as our original load to carry 12 credits. So 12 credits per week. If you go beyond 12 credits, maybe you take 16 credits or 20 credits, then you are paid for the additional credits.
Okay.
That's overload. Adjunct are those who are not employed with the university but are given contract on a semester basis because of the shortage of faculty based on the number of students that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the adjunct colleagues. Normally, some places they call them part-time faculty.
Okay. That's a familiar name. We all know part-time instructors or lecturers.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said you made reference to this whole memorandum of understanding thing, and this seems to be an old age conversation. Year in, year out, there is some memorandum that is not being lived up to, and all of that. And you've given a 1 week ultimatum to for these issues to be addressed.
Yeah, Austin, the situation is very, very much. The situation is, very, very much pathetic, especially on the part of our adjunct colleagues. What we are experiencing with our colleagues is not something that professionals should experience. These people are working for Liberia. They are building the next tomorrow's population, and some of them have worked for more than 1 year without being paid. In the current semester, the arrears is increasing, and then in November when we had the growth slow, this issue of adjunct payment was top of the priority.
I remember that.
We met with the president in the president informed us that he had instructed the MFGD to settle the arrears. I mean, it took so much time. It was then when the president said we should be patient because they were trying to find, they were discussing with the new president to bring her to Liberia. And then we had a new president, and in January, at the induction, the inauguration of that new president, President Bouaka repeated again that he had instructed the Ministry of Finance to settle the arrears of our adjunct colleagues. But, since January, we have made repeated follow-ups from our side, from the university angle. We first confirmed whether the university sent a request. The Finance Ministry confirmed it. At one point in time, the told it only needed signature from Minister Miles. The check was available. There came a time again, there was no check. And it came a time that we met the US president. She met them. They assured her, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, that yes, we will pay. It's been 2 weeks since they promised that the people would have received the money in their accounts. And some time ago, about a month ago, before the midterm, our colleagues issued a statement that they were not willing to give midterm. We had a meeting with them and encouraged them that, look, let's give the midterm, and as the full-time faculty and as the association will support you after the midterm, because then, the administration assured us, because the president had said she met with the finance authority and they assured her that, they were going to pay. But then, since that time, and we are putting the final exam as per the schedule, final exam should begin the 28th of this month. And these guys have worked, some of them, they have even lost, the morale. You will not know some of the things that, we go through, that we are at a point where, you have not paid this individual, you're not providing his stationery, you're not providing anything that he got to go and take his own transportation to go. At the end of the day, students will have to pay for the test. We're going back to the time of test fees collection. And that's the last time I remember that was in 2006 when I was a student at the University of Liberia. We're coming back to a time now where students will collect money to just pay the instructor with either can't get them midterm or to come to class to come teach them, simply because the adjunct men can get paid. And some days for you to come to class, he tells you, I don't have transportation to come.
And those are actions that provide recipe for corruption and all of that in the education sector. Because when you start collecting fees to print tests for teacher and transport teachers' way, some might get constrained to start asking the students for money.
Of course, if you ask a student for money, what will you now do if that student, does not meet the requirement? You wouldn't do anything because, your conscience will not serve you right. So, what we're urging them is to be able to pay these guys, because we don't want a situation where two things could happen. One, they will refuse to give the final exam, or give the final exam and not submit the grade. And they are adjunct. If they don't submit grades, where will you find them? They are not your employees. To upgrade, if you insert prerequisite in the system, some of these students will be deprived of going forward because they are chasing people who are not employees of the university simply because the university paid and they don't know where to find these people.
How many persons are we talking about here? Both combined number.
So I may not give you number in terms of 1, 2, 3, but in terms of the arrears amount, the arrears is in a tune of $29 million Liberian dollars. Just 100,000 Liberian dollars.
Eric, sorry for the laughter, but I know it's serious. But you can't be kidding me.
I'm telling you,
a little over $100,000 US.
That is the amount of money that the finance ministry cannot make available since November. January, the president gave the instruction. We go back that today our executive committee decided that if we don't take a stand, if it's our police by the wizard.
To what extent have you been engaging in the Ministry of Finance? Have you been the one engaging the Ministry of Finance directly, or the administration has been the one engaging the Ministry of Finance?
Both. We have been engaging directly. Okay. We engage them directly. When they don't come, we go to the UN administration. I'm telling you, there was a point where the authorities at Ministry of Finance informed us that, the check, there was just a check waiting for signature, means of minor signature. And at the point in time, I was in February. At the point in time, we don't know what happened to that check again, and what happened to, the payment that was supposed to be made. So, you can't keep telling professional people. There was a time where they gave us information and we don't tell our colleagues because we are afraid that if we announce it, we will be looked at as, the liars. And so we can't just like the situation with the US president. You told us 2 weeks ago that the people would have received payment in their account. But this is it. Next will be the third week that you made those promises and nothing has happened. You don't bring a president and you don't provide the kind of support. And we are standing behind her. We give her our unflinching support, and the government has to support her because she is the president of the university. She will succeed and she has to succeed. And that's why the faculty is supporting her and also asking the government to be able to support her by paying our colleagues.
And you said that the 1 week ultimatum begins today. And that means by next week, Wednesday, you should be announcing or implementing a possible action that could also allow you administering the test, but holding on to the grades or not administering the test.
With that decision, we have another executive committee meeting, but those are possible options. There are a lot of options on the table. So we have given them beginning today, 1 week, and if they don't, next week Wednesday again is another executive meeting. The outcome now will be made known to the public, but we are optimistic that they will adjust and they will be, because the president cannot record. Even there is recording. There's video. We instructed you since January, but then you are refusing to even, implement the president's own mandate. How does it make the president to look?
Eric, thank you for talking to us, man, but I have to let you go. But trust me, I'm disappointed with the amount I'm hearing from you. I'm disappointed in the government or the Ministry of Finance. I thought it was something around some 500,000 or 1 million. You're talking about 100, a little or less than 125,000 US dollars.
Yes, that's it. That's the arrears. Now, the thing about it is that you have the current semester adding up to those areas because the contract says that if after midterm you're going to pay the first 2 months because the semester runs for 4 months. But here there's no even sign that you will pay for the current semester when in fact the other areas are still there longer. And you know that apart from the thing, electricity is a problem. LC put the university on postpay, put them on prepaid. So the university doesn't receive allotment in advance or operational allotment. So for most time, the campus is off. The offices, we can't work. You can't do much work. So if you want to print, like we were giving midterm, we have to go outside to print by sheet and print our own midterm.
At your expense.
Keep operating like that. At our own expense. And these people, you're not paying them. What will happen? You think when they pay for or get money from somewhere and print exam, they will get the money back. Students will have to pay, and that is where now we don't. Want the university to degenerate. So who do you hold responsible? And that's why we are calling for the government to the Ministry of Finance to be deliberate in supporting the university. If the university has an allotment, it's only best that you release because the adjunct payment we're talking about is not a free money. It comes from the university allotment. So we don't know what the problem is for releasing those, allotment to the university. Also, the issues on the campus in terms of stationery, in terms of electricity, water supply can be there. Those things, those things are getting worse as we speak, and that's why we are forced and constrained compared to come up with that press release.
You're talking electricity issue again, and then stationary issue. Obviously, I'm sure transportation issue will be inclusive, especially for those who commute between Capitol Hill to Fendale?
I mean, there are times, I mean, what I know some of our colleagues do, because they use the bus, so sometimes when there's no fuel, they will rally from to what they have to stay. Sometimes 1-2 weeks, when there's no fuel, the bus will stay, and the university will have to provide fuel when they receive the allotment. So we have to be clear on what we want to do with education, what we want to do with the University of Liberia, and how we want to do it for the university to be what we thought we were going to be making noise for internet problem that we need full internet coverage. We never knew that at this point now we'll be having conversation about electricity not being on the campus, that is not supporting water supply, that has even exacerbated the already difficult sanitation issues that we're having on the campuses. I mean, I never thought that we would have been at this point.
Wow. Eric, all we can say is we share your disappointment or your pains and things, and we will join you to continue to communicate and elevate the debate or the conversation, and hope the government can listen, especially with your areas.
Thank you so much. We appreciate on behalf of the faculty.
Okay, that's the Secretary General of the University of Liberia Faculty Association. But on a serious note, folks, I'm disappointed. I'm discouraged tonight. On a serious note, less than 120,000 Liberian dollars, and the university is about to shut down. Because here's what's going to happen. What I know may happen. Because Eric did not talk about all of the options. Now, if the faculty or the staff decide to administer the test and hold on to the grades, it might reduce the tension on the campus, because it will force the students to sit their exam. If the faculty refuses to go ahead and administer the test or the exams, it will exacerbate the problem on the campus, because the students will come outside to protest, because the teachers or the instructors are refusing to give them to administer the exams. Because of what? Less than $120,000 in arrears. No, sorry, I told you I was still recovering, so but I wouldn't keep the radio. Yeah, so you're bear with me. Because of less than $120,000, the students might not be allowed to sit their exams, or they must sit their exams and the grades be withheld by the adjunct and the overload instructors. You see the risks? And we're talking about academic excellence, that an instructor has to go, especially an adjunct person can go print his or own test anywhere they want printing. When they finish printing, it stays in that machine, that commercial machine. If that person is not sincere, the person could take from my man. Find somebody who doing 402, find somebody who doing 303, find somebody who doing 202 accounting on your campus. I got the test. Because the test is left in the machine already, in a commercial machine. That's how exams leak in this country. When you have a central printing system on the University of Liberia campus that is well supported, it will minimize leakage in the exams, the test questions, the questionnaires. But the man got to go to World Trade Center and go print the accounting, the economic, the biology, and all the mathematics tests. You enter that man's machine in World Trade Center. The man says, I get it. Then my man found somebody on your campus who doing 202 mathematics. found somebody who doing econ 304. Found somebody who doing PhD in 313. Eh? So the mega all the tests in his laptop. You go there and give you the question, then you give me $20 or $10. You go, you score bulk, you score A, you go sit down because of the negligence or the recklessness of the government. Even if I'm personally hearing news, I will dismiss somebody or suspend somebody. After instructing you to settle the arrears of these people, and it's more than a year, you can't do anything. And the last time you met was in November, December, January, February, March. We are in April. That's close to 5 months since the last meeting. We are in April, and you cannot raise 115 to 20,000 US dollars in 6 months to settle arrears of your university lecturers, the state-run university lecturers. Yo, who can be getting vexed while Soup can be protesting or Prosa can be protesting. If your son or daughter or somebody was in York and is learning on this kind of useless or electric environment or condition, what will you do? The government always giving the students enough reasons to protest. Police people can be using platoon choking the children. You see, you see, 100 less than $120,000. MFDB say they are unable to raise the money to pay the people arrears. And you are in the police as a riot police officer. The students go on campus to go and protest, to demonstrate, because they are being denied and their education sojourn is being delayed. Because one final ministry is unable to raise at least $115,000 to settle the arrears of people who are making sacrifices in the classrooms under risky conditions, under dangerous circumstances, to impart knowledge into the people we consider the future of our country. The whole government come together, say they are unable to raise $120,000 to settle arrears for instructors. And some of you can be having issues with Soup and ProSap protesting on campus. You're like, how they are protesting on campus? How they are protesting? The kids have legitimate reasons to protest. If they even come outside tomorrow, I will support them. They have legitimate reason. Me, I could suspend political discussion and get emotional about things. So the whole Senator JT and the capital building will talk about it tomorrow. Yes. They have legitimate reason. You can't be treating the kids like this, in this manner, and you say they should just sit down and fold their hands between their legs and don't do anything. Don't do anything. When people talk, you say, oh, you want to politicize the thing. You know what? 3 to 4 years under George Weah did not have university students protesting for arrears because the teachers are not in class. They were protesting for something else. They were not protesting for tuition increment. Hey man, let's face it. Let them go to face this thing. Just face this reality. That somebody will teach, will impart knowledge. Sit down. Do you need to teach a joke? Just sit down and prepare a lesson plan. It's no joke. You have to read. You have to research. Some instructors don't want to enter class. You hold a book, writing note. When you TV words, you run blah blah. Another TV words, you run blah blah. Before you complete one sentence, 30 minutes already gone. What time will be left for you to even teach? So the instructors have to go and read, comprehend the subject, the material, to go and present to the understanding of the students. That's a difficult work to do, folks. That's a difficult. One lawyer look at me and say, Austin, all of you who are journalists, especially those of you who are doing talk shows, if you guys can focus on going to the classrooms to teach and or to do law, that will be good, that will be exceptional. She said, because to see people, to see your ages, your age group, sitting on radio 2 hours, 3 hours, and just and talking, and the thought pattern is so structured, the issues, I mean, the issues are flowing up and everything. She says, good, that's brilliance. That's brilliance. Brilliance. So to go and teach ain't no joke. I know how many times my man Oliver kind I used to use, we used to change, we used to drop courses, we used to change instructors because of their presentation. We'll go order the classes when their presentations are poor. So my man, I can't do the course on the mail. I beg you. And you know, most of our financial management classes will be looking for Imaya Mass. Where Imaya Mass? I'm telling you. I mean, me, I doing the course on. Anyway, see Immanuel Mass, we're looking for him. PhD and management course. Where Immanuel Mass? Where Immanuel Mass? Because look, when you are a good instructor, when you understand, you know what you're presenting, and you are a good student, you know what you want to get for that instructor. It doesn't come easy. It does not come easy. It does not come with ease, folks. It takes energy, time, research. You have to be focused, determined. And after these people shall put in all of the energy, all of the time, all of the effort, the commitment, and for the government to raise 120,000 US dollars that one lawmaker can get from one court or one minister can get from one procurement contract. Now, man, where to say that Ministry of Finance there? You now made that money plenty of months now. They say not David Kolepo, James Kolepo bunker the just bought. They say he just bought one house. I'm told he just bought a house for 150,000, I think 150 or $75,000. And the people who brought the information outside, he went to police station to go arrest the person. While the person say that he bought a house, you not buy, why you go arrest? Why you get police to go arrest the person? So these people are spending this amount of money. Regular, they're making this money regular. Heads of entities, deputy ministers, they're earning the money just in that Ministry of Finance. And to raise, it's taking you over 4 months to raise $120,000 or $115,000 to settle arrears of struggling and sacrificing instructors at the state-run university. And you say, oh, Sue, you're let know so they you're too violent, you're troublesome, you can't sit down and play, they are protesting, you're in one lane. See the picture. How do they learn? If they're learning, how do the instructors feed their families? How do they eat? Because they have families. They have kids. Some have grown up men and women that they are sending to universities too. How do they take care of themselves? We don't want the classrooms to be corrupted. We don't want we don't want to encourage academic crimes of different forms. And you do not want to pay $120,000 or $15,000. Say the entire government in the country say they are able to raise $115,000 US dollars to pay teachers arrears. Isn't this a disgrace? Some of you who are attending that meeting tomorrow, you must fair to raise some money issue with Joe Biden tomorrow. Some of you all of you, in fact, attending that meeting tomorrow, you should fair to raise some of the issues with Joe Biden tomorrow. God, this is embarrassing. I know. Because I've been there, I've been around. I know that there are some issues that president can know. I know. But they are talking. There are some issues that president can know. So, but these gatherings, these kinds of opportunities can afford the president the opportunity to know some things and hear some things that you are not been hearing or you are not been told. Because come to think about it, they want it not put it in the corner. It does not make sense. It does not sound reasonable. It's unrealistic that the whole government will tell you, say, oh, we are unable to raise or to fund $115,000 US to settle the arrears of the state-run University of Liberia to pay the arrears of their instructors. That's why I can make that thing to make sense to you. Because now me, I don't need nobody. I don't need anybody to come and make that thing to make sense to me. To tell me the rationale behind it, how realistic it is. I don't need anybody. But you who may want to defend this, your fans somebody to tell you to make that thing to make sense that the government of Liberia is unable to fund $115,000 to $20,000 to settle the arrears of University of Liberia staffs, the instructors. That they have to issue a statement and giving the government 1 week ultimatum to settle the arrears as they will either administer tests and siege the result of the grades, or they will not administer the exams to the students. And if they do not administer the exams to the students will go to protest again. They will throw rocks, and I will support them. Austin Molekawa, I will support SOUP if SOUP decides to invade Capitol Building or invade any private university. And say, if we will not learn, you will not learn. But let the government pay the people, let the people come and minister our tests. I will support that. You can push these students to take the laws in their hand. You can push these students to be violent. You can push them because they want a complete temptation here, that provocation here. One man stealing $50,000-$60,000, 3 persons sitting down and dividing $100,000 just for corrupt deals. And you're telling me you're unable to raise $115,000 to $20,000 US dollars to pay teachers? Whether that one going to make sense? Look, at times, some big people can just choose to be irresponsible. That's all I can say. And y'all the UP folks, y'all need to look into this. Y'all the UP regular callers. Who some of y'all know? Yeah, who seen Kewu there? Derekwe Nangme. Y'all can put this in your UP chat rooms. Y'all can put some of these things in your UP chat rooms. Where's the Union Party Youth Congress that is noted for being vocal on some of these issues? There's not a UP Youth Congress that we know. Because these things will embarrass your government if you don't talk. And it will not just embarrass your government, it will undermine your chances of returning the power. Simple issues, petty issues. Look at all issue. 115 to 200K to raise the line to the people. To the extent that they lied to the new university president and told the woman, oh, the money will be available. She went and showed the staffs that your money will start hitting your account within 2 days. Because as the assurance Ministry of Finance gave her, reliant on that assurance from MFDP, she went and assured the staffs that their monies will start hitting their accounts within 2 days. And the monies did not hit their account 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and now going to the 5th month. They can't get that money. They also lied to offer. Oh, my man, check already. You're just waiting for a signature. 5 months, a little over 100,000 US dollars waiting for a signature. That who's supposed to sign that check? That person that go open and waiting for to sign the check? All lies. All lies. Because you have a group of irresponsible people sitting down in one corner, and one group of irresponsible people sitting in one corner of finance ministry. In another corner, you have a group of arrogant people there. In another corner, different things. In some cases, they got one group there that won't use the University of Liberia people money to pass their own money on A and get it back. There may be people saying that in New say no. Our own money here like 120,000 or 15,000 now to pay the arrears. Any other one you add to A, the university will not account for AO. So don't put your money on our check. That's some of the things that happen. So they say get first. Oh, that's how you want to do it. Okay, your check will be here. Nobody will sign it. And I'm telling you, I know how it works. This is the real reason why you see your people that have check. That check is being delayed. They won't inflate the amount to the University of Liberia, and then they follow the people and go and get a kickback. So send them that money around 118, 117K. You see that person a buck, they put 100K on it. Then they go back and take maybe 10 or 70K or 80K. See the other 20K, they still with you in the final of you. You're divided. We don't know. Tomorrow, all they can tell us here, they won't. Our you get our 117 or 18K, they go pay our people your money, your for different person to or different land to put it on. That's what's happening. So say that you want to agree, we will struggle later. But you know you struggle letting yourself, your own government. Because of your personal aggrandizement, you are strong with letting your own government. That's what you're doing. I mean, folks, so that's it, man. That's it. We can keep talking until tomorrow morning. But we have to go. So let's take calls. We'll spend about 5 minutes to take about 10 calls, 30 seconds each. You call and just call your name and go straight to the point. Eh? Straight to the point. 30 seconds each. Call, just call your name and go straight to the point and raise your okay, where's the other phone? I can see the other phone in here. I know. I can see the other phone here. So the numbers to call are 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Those are the two numbers to call and be a part of the show. The WhatsApp number is active on +231 886 500 104. Let's go to the telephone lines and pick calls here. Somebody has to come help me to search for the orange phone. I can see the orange phone here. I can see the orange phone here. So I don't know. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, also my name is Joseph Casey and Johnny
Okay.
You know, there is something that the government is doing that is going to affect we vehicle owners. You know, the corruption is so much in this government to the extent that, you know, when it comes to road funds, we have been paying road funds on gasoline, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for now, if you go at the transport ministry, the minister has increased the registration by $3. That is, if you are paying $190 to register a vehicle, right now you are paying $193. Reason being, we are paying for funds, road funds.
Mm-hmm.
So can you imagine? The road funds now, we are paying for road funds in two different categories. One on gasoline and one on vehicle registration. That's corruption. And this is very bad. So I just try to flag that out so that you people can make your own investigation and see.
Thank you very much. We will do that.
Thank you.
We will follow up on that. Or we can get the transport people to come and explain that to us. We'll reach out to them tomorrow. And then to get them to come here and explain that. We need to understand what that is. I can see the phone right. Okay. Yeah, sorry, the phones are off. Eva. Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm actually Derek calling from Johnsonville.
From Johnsonville, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, for me, I always wonder the experience that they probably have for the past, for the 3 years that you work in government for. Because if you have experience what you just speaking on pertaining the university have, there should be challenges there.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wonder.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You see, just one for the, he's just one whether it's for the 2 years experience. Man, CC, go ahead.
Yeah, I do my son Austin.
I'm okay.
Let me say hi to your studio guest. This is my sister. I'm calling from private time. Austin, we have paid for on the government. They put out nothing us now. You will not believe after your show last night, I went to go on the road calling. I went to the horse. Or they said it or jollof rice on the road. I tell you the person can do people want that. I tell you what do like what government gave me. I have telling you on the platform.
You're not
Last
that.
night, yeah, I'm telling you.
You're not that.
No, the people, the government, they need to kill my son. And when you kill me, that show will come back for you.
What does she do to you?
I will be critical on the government can change that behavior and attitude. The black victim last night, they want sending July about almost 1 o'clock. They call out for the car and 2 men came to the woman to ask for me. And the woman said, I don't know the woman. And they keep asking the wife to the one living and bride. And tell the wife told the one last night. And when she had last tomorrow, the woman also can hear for herself. And the one keep telling the around, they say, but the one they want to enter a jacket of place, the couple is not in there. But almost 1 o'clock.
Maybe they carry maybe they carry money for you.
What kind of money? They're not money for my son. Don't do that to me. They're not money they carry that hour. It was somebody first. By 1 o'clock, it was somebody in the street and you're empty. They went back to the jeep and fought with the person in the jeep and they keep back to the street and say, but they put the one living here. So they say, well, I know the one living all the way up there. I don't go to that green light. What happened last night? I'm telling you on the platform and they bought out government to kill. So if I die, I bought out government chairing on. If you say something about bought out government, you go and I'm ready to say, hey, look after you, let it get to that man. For me, I'm not afraid. I will be critical on the government out there. They can change that behavior and attitude. Thank you. I'm telling you on the platform. Tomorrow, I will call the most particular tomorrow. And let you hear from our own self. Thank you, my brother.
I will appreciate that. Thank you. We are that is a very important concern to look into. We'll go in the house and asking for you and the person somebody in the guy he won't come down. What are you there? That's your dinner there. Maybe the person took care of better rare money too for Man City because, or maybe they want to recruit them. Maybe like you people want to recruit you. Huh? Maybe people want to recruit you to be. Yeah, y'all go recruit our money. They'll be talking for all, but they won't do anything. Scared of doing anything. Hello.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah. My name is Dr. I call you from Cax City.
Cax City.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My brother, we have big problem. The bigger problem they had to do with the money problem. Can you remember or can you know what is going on when it comes to pay arrears? The people came into power with force and they follow everything with force. As a result, they say they putting things in order. Their order can't be 1 month, 2 months, but 5, 6 months. Order can end. Where they said about money. Can you imagine sit and retirement? They just want to give on their die according to their own where as a government to give me. They doing $2 million car, $2 million car, and people hungry, their own salary to eat all of they can give it. A problem. A problem. In a university alone. There were people who were doing things 100%. They say it was not correct when they can't do it, make it 200%. That's percent there.
Thank you. Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Vanny for the calling from Broadway, Papa Corner, G4 community.
Let's say you funny.
Yes. If Joseph Obama about one of the cars, he was a petition.
The man is the president and he needs to be protected.
Then the people talk to him, they buy the car. That old man was trying to do it. That's a t-shirt. That wickedness. You know, that great people that are. It's bad. That's a wicked. But that great people, they change their ways. The God out there, they change their ways. They're evil. Yes. It's something that great people. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Why? But the question that we ask.
We will afford you to do the talking, to talk your own when we talk our own. Whatever the situation is, let's keep engaging, let's keep talking, let's not fight. Let's not kill each other. Let's talk, let's discuss. Let's disagree to agree. Let me say thanks to all of you for following. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace.
My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have been broken.
Until we see tomorrow. Don't forget, Saturday is the D-Day for the CDC. Those of you who are seditious, you are launching your party due. You are launching your due payment. So it's Saturday. Until we see tomorrow, my name is Ostikawa. Do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas.
And your mission, your intention to the nation, you got nothing to show.
I'm feeling the vibes of originalmarks.com.